Thank you guys very much for 2,400 subscribers. It very much means so much to me because I remember when I first made videos all the way back in September of 2023, and now look where I am now. It's been such a fantastic journey with you guys, and I can't wait to continue growing this channel, as I plan on doing this channel for over 10 to probably even 20 years. Like, I plan on doing this channel forever, hopefully. And with that, I am gonna do another tier list video, but this tier list video is a bit special. Since I'm mainly a guy that talks about animation, I wanted to look at all the upcoming animated features that are going to be releasing, and I wanted to rank them each by excitement in a tier list. There are 25 total of these upcoming animated films. We're only going to include the ones that are theatrically released, because if we just included all the ones on streaming, well, we would kind of be here all day, since there's probably a ton that I don't really know about. Alright, and let's begin off with the tier list. Alright, here is the tier list right here. We have most anticipated, we have looking forward to, looks sounds good, fine but not excited, and don't care. So we've got a total of 25 animated films to get to, and let's do this. So the first one here is Pixar's film Elio, which is an original movie, and I'm already going to put this in most anticipated. As you guys have seen from my other videos, I've said that I love the concept of this movie, of a bunch of these aliens that are ambassadors or leaders of their own planets, abducting this one kid, thinking that he is the leader of Earth. I think that's just a really smart and fun concept that you can make a great movie out of. And I mean, in recent years, a lot of Pixar's original movies that have been great have gone straight to streaming, and this seems like the first Pixar concept in a while that just seems like that is just so good, and I'm excited to see it in theaters because I was not excited for Elemental, but this one I'm very much hyped for. Now, what I'm not hyped for is Smurfs, which I'm easily going to put in don't care. I don't get why we have to get this kind of Smurf movie. It makes no sense at all. All these pop culture references just date the movie, and it clearly feels like a movie that came out during the early 2010s of the Smurfs going into the real world again, while actually adding some multiverse stuff, which the animation looks fine. I do like the parts where they go into different universes. It seems experimental, but also it seems like a Trolls ripoff, and they're ripping off a movie that is also not very good. Everything about the trailers is just, it's not looking like a great movie, and well, I gotta put it in don't care. I'm only gonna watch it because it has new Rihanna songs, but even then, I don't think Rihanna should have even done this movie at all. Now, the Bad Guys 2, I'm gonna put in looks fine, but not excited. I'm actually someone that didn't love the first Bad Guys movie, and here's why. It's because I mainly thought the story of the first movie, was super predictable and lazy. I predicted pretty much everything that went on in that film, and it kind of ruined the whole experience for me. And the second one of just him having the bad girls, I'm just like, this doesn't seem very interesting, and I don't really care about it too much. I do love the animation, and the action is great, but I'm just not as hooked or as excited about this franchise as much as most people. Gabbys Dollhouse, another one I do not care about. I'll probably put it above Smurfs because maybe it'll be better, but they did say it was a live action / hybrid movie, so I'm like, I mean, if you're excited, I guess, but for me, I'm not going to watch this. Now, Zootopia 2 is another one I'm going to put in most anticipated above Elio. I did love that first Zootopia movie for its commentary about bigotry and discrimination with the prey and predator. I mean, like, that was extremely clever for a movie that was about talking animals, and now them introducing new animals in this, like this snake, and just going back to the Zootopia world after years, I really want to see what they can have in store. And I mean, this looks like the first great Disney animated movie because we had Moana 2 and Strange World and Wish, and they've kind of had a bad track record for years, but it seems like Disney has had a lot more confidence in this by putting a lot of images of the movie online, which shows that they could have a lot more confidence in this than some of their other movies, especially Moana 2. So it's going to go in most anticipated because, well, it seems like they have a lot of faith in this. Now, Spongebob, I'm going to put in looks fine but not excited, but I'm actually going to put it above Bad Guys because SpongeBob's a franchise I've loved for years, but the movies have not been very good, and I haven't really liked anything they've done since Sponge Out of Water. I didn't even like the Plankton movie, which everyone was going crazy about, and I was just like, yeah, it was fine. And the synopsis that we got of the movie, I actually talked about it in a recent video. I was like, that sounds fine. I mean, it sounds like an average kids movie, yeah, but But I mean, the whole thing about the Flying Dutchman, I'm happy that we're not doing the whole Bikini Bottoms in peril for the fourth, fifth time again. I'm happy that we're actually doing something different, but this movie could either be really good or it just could be kind of, like whatever. But I'm not really expecting a great movie, but I'm just gonna say it looks fine for right now. Now, The Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender, I'm going to put in looking forward to. Despite me never seeing a single episode of Avatar The Last Airbender, I just think it's really cool we're going to actually see these characters a lot older now, and I'm just wondering what they're going to do, but again, I don't have much to say because I've never seen the original show. Now, GOAT, I'll probably put in sounds looks good, not like absolutely fantastic. I mean, Sony Animation has had a much better track record over the years, especially after the garbage they had with stuff like Angry Birds and Emoji Movie and Hotel Transylvania. And now it seems like they've really improved their animation, and I'm really happy about it. And this movie just sounds good. I mean, we don't know much about it, but I'm happy that we're getting more original movies, so it looks good so far. Now, The Cat in the Hat, I'll also put in looks good, but my big worry about this movie is that it's going to have a lot of filler. You know, this is a very small kid's book, so how do you just expand this to 90 minutes? We've seen them do this with pretty much every Dr. Seuss adaptation, and all of them have filler, and it really hinders the quality of the movie, which I am worried about with this film. I still think it's going to be good, and I love Bill Hader's casting as Cat in the Hat. But I'm just a little worried of how exactly they're going to turn this small kid story into this 90-minute feature-length film. Now, Hoppers, I'm also going to put in sounds looks good. I'll put it above both GOAT and Cat in the Hat, but its whole concept of this girl putting her brain inside of a robot beaver, it kind of sounds like Turning Red mixed with Soul. Turning Red with the aspect of the girl putting her brain inside of this creature, and then Soul, of course, with the body swap. I mean, it sounds like a fine concept, but a lot of the footage we saw, I'm just not interested as much as Elio. It doesn't feel that creative as much. I heard it has a lot of themes of environmentalism that Disney said, oh wait, you have to tone it down significantly, which I am worried if that's going to hinder the film's quality, and the fact that Pixar is releasing a 30-year-old franchise sequel just 3 months after their little original movie does get me worried that maybe Disney or Pixar don't have much faith in this, but I still think that this could be a good movie. Now with Mario, I'm actually going to put it in looking forward to. No, I'm actually going to put it in most anticipated, because despite me not absolutely loving the first Mario movie, I am really excited to see what they're doing with the sequel, mainly with Yoshi. I am really looking forward to that, because we only saw a cameo of them in the first movie, but now seeing what they're going to do with him, I don't know much about the games, but it's just going to be really fun to see. And the rumored plot of this movie is that they're going to be going to space, which means they could be adapting Mario Galaxy. That is going to be exciting to see, hopefully, if that ends up being true. But I'm still very much excited to see what they could do for a Mario movie sequel, and I genuinely think it could be better than the first movie, as we would probably have more video game references, but hopefully they listen to the criticisms that people had of the first film. Now, Toy Story 5, you guys already know it's going to go into my most anticipated. I recently started thinking about this movie again, but it's actually because of the electronic aspect. That's what I'm really looking forward to in this film, but also of how toys are not really relevant anymore. Kids don't play with toys. Once you give them a tablet, they're just hooked to that forever, and I'm really curious to see how this film's going to explore that, and see if the toys are still going to want to even have an owner, or just realize that they're not really that important to children anymore, and that's definitely going to be a really harsh realization for all the toys, which is why I've said for a long time that this movie should end with every one of the toys becoming lost toys, not just going back to another kid again, because you don't want to repeat what they did in Toy Story 3, and you don't want Woody saying goodbye to the characters again for the millionth time, because he's done that already a bunch of times in the franchise. But I'm really just wondering, how are you going to end the whole Toy Story franchise? Because I am worried that with 3 and 4, since they had such a conclusive, perfect ending, this 5th one may have just a satisfying one for the story, but not for Toy Story, which we could end up getting Toy Story 6. But the whole thing about electronics, I think it's a new and fresh take on the franchise, and I can't wait to see that. Now we got Paw Patrol the Dino movie, which I could care less about, I don't watch Paw Patrol. I mean, the second one was fine for what it is, but it's a harmless kids movie, but I'm not going to watch it. Now, Minions 3 I'm also going to put in don't care, but I'll put it above, or, I'll put it in fine, but not excited, because I mean, this is a sequel to Minions The Rise of Gru, a movie I actually did like, but Despicable Me 4 was just a huge mess, and showed that the franchise went all over the place, and just was not what it used to be. But now with the third Minions movie, I'm like, really? We're doing a third one of the prequel to the Despicable Me franchise? Seems like it's pushing it a bit much, but I am wondering, what are they going to do? Because some people want Mega Minions, but I'm like, what can you do with really a third Minions movie? I'm assuming they could do Gru going into high school, and maybe the movie ends with seeing him how he transforms into who he is in Despicable Me. I think that would be cool, but I just kind of find this movie more unnecessary, and I feel like it's just more of a money grabber than anything else. Now we have a brand new DreamWorks movie called Forgotten Island. Yeah, my friend let me know about this today. I'll put it in looks good. I'll probably put it above Hoppers. Where's the plot synopsis? Oh, right here. So this movie basically is about... So this movie is directed by the same people that did Puss in Boots 2, which already gets me pretty excited. It's described as a broad party comedy adventure that transports the audience to a long forgotten magical island. That sounds pretty interesting. It kind of sounds like a Pixar concept to me. But we don't know much about this movie, but I am happy DreamWorks is still doing original movies because, I mean, they've been on sequelitis for years now, and they've been doing way too many sequels, but I'm still happy they're doing an original, and that sounds pretty good. So I'll put it in looks sounds good. Now, TMNT Mutant Mayhem 2, I'll put in fine, but not excited. Yeah, kind of a shocker. And again, just like Bad Guys, the story of the first movie just ruined the experience for me. It made it feel more like a generic kids movie. But with this one, I like that they're setting up the Shredder. Despite me not knowing much about TMNT, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with that character. But I just am worried about how the story is going to go for this movie. And I mean, the first movie, in my opinion, kind of lacks rewatchability. Like, I'm not super hyped about this, but I did like the animation of the first movie, but I'm not, like, super pumped as much as most people. Ice Age 6, I could care less too, because, I mean, I've never seen the Ice Age movies, and having a sixth one after this main studio got shut down by Disney, and now they're the ones that are just gonna keep milking this franchise, it seems very disrespectful and very greedy of them to do, and I'm really disappointed that they're even gonna make this. Now, Shrek 5, I'm gonna put in fine, but not excited. I'll put it above... No, I'll probably put it, like, below SpongeBob. But the whole teaser and the tone just screamed generic kids movie with how the whole narration sounded and the, ooh, Zendaya, like, it just didn't really get me that excited. But again, this movie doesn't come out for another 2 years, and I've never seen the other Shrek movies except for the original, so maybe they could change a lot about this, because I really hope that this is a great comeback for Shrek after 16 years of him being gone. So yeah, I'll put it right there for now, but I'm not super excited. Angry Birds 3, I'm going to put in don't care, but I'll put it above all the other ones because I'm a huge Angry Birds fan. I used to play the games all the time in 2nd grade, but turning this franchise where you just slingshot birds into a whole trilogy, I'm like, that just seems way too, like, that is pushing it. I mean, the second one was already a terrible movie, and it felt like they were just scraping the bottom of the barrel to see what kind of plot they would have, and it was not very good at all. But I'm not going to get excited because the other 2 movies just prove that this franchise is just terrible in terms of movies. Now, Beyond the Spider-Verse, I'll put in most anticipated, but I'm actually going to put it above or below Elio. I do love the other Across and Into the Spider-Verse movies, but they're not movies that I like rewatch always, and achievements in animation, but they're not movies that I'm like always gonna rewatch, but they are great movies in their own. I mean, I'm excited to see this story finally get concluded. I mean, we have to wait 5 years, which seems like a little much, but I'm excited to see how they're going to conclude this entire saga, since this is going to be the last Spider-Verse movie. And they said that there's going to be new animation styles in the movie, which gets me pretty excited. Now, the Bluey movie, I'll put in don't care as well. I mean, I've never seen Bluey. I know it's huge with children, but for me, I just don't really care. Now, Frozen 3, I'm going to put in most anticipated. I think I'll put it next to Toy Story 5 because I love the Frozen franchise and how dark the franchise can get at times for a kids movie. I'm really thinking that this third one and the fourth one are going to get much darker and more epic, and the reason why they're making 3 and 4 at the same time is they're going to be like an Infinity War and Endgame, where they're going to be a part 1 and a part 2, and I'm wondering what exactly will the story be B, I'm assuming the third one and the fourth one will have a season to it, because every other Frozen movie always has like a season to it. I don't really know much about this film right now, except for this concept art that shows I'm going to like this new place, which that does get me excited, but we don't know much. But I'm excited to see these characters again after 8 years, which is kind of crazy we've had to wait this long. Now we have another Dr. Seuss movie, Oh the Places You'll Go. I'll put it in fine, but not excited. I'll probably put it like below Bad Guys, because I've never read the books, so I don't have much to say about this. Dynamic duo, I'll probably put in looking forward to above Legend of Aang, The Last Airbender. So this movie basically, it explores the early friendship between Dick Grayson and Jason Todd, the Robins, 2 Robins in one movie. I think that is going to be a really cool concept. It doesn't come out till 2028, which is just kind of wild to think about. But I mean, the DCEU, from their plan, I really am excited to see how they're going to have this entire 6-year plan. And they said that this movie also has different animation styles as well. Like, it's going to have a Spider-Verse kind of experimental look to it. And from what I've seen of what that's going to look like, man, this movie is going to look beautiful, and I can't wait for that. Now, Incredibles 3 and Coco. Now, Incredibles 3 I'll put in most anticipated. I'm not going to put it above Frozen, but I do love the other 2 Incredibles movies, so I am curious what they're going to do with this third one. I mean, we don't know much other than they're writing the movie. All I hope is that they age up the characters, and they also show how powerful Jack is, because he's one of the most powerful characters in this franchise. I mean, kind of crazy. We've waited almost a decade to get finally a third movie out of this franchise, and the first one is over 20 years old now, so I mean, this is going to be very multi-generational and nostalgic, and I can't wait for that. And finally, we have Coco 2, which I'll put in most anticipated. Actually, I'll put it probably below Spider-Verse. I'm still very much looking forward to this because I love the first Coco, but to be honest, I don't think this movie needs a sequel at all. Like, why did we need a sequel to this? It's just so confusing because it's such a standalone movie, but it is set to come out in 2029, so they are just thinking of the idea right now, so hopefully in the next couple of years, I'll be more lightened up to it. Full upcoming animated films ranked by excitement tier list. What do you guys think about this tier list? What kind of animated films are you most looking forward to in the future? And thank you guys again for 2,400 subscribers, and please let me all know your thoughts down below.